Hello and welcome back to Weyermann's Whimsy. Today we're going to make this You Are So Worth Celebrating card. Very simple, very straightforward. I've used the die from the Floral Squares dies, and I've used the stitched rectangle die for the greeting. I've used the greeting from All Squared Away, and I've used the background stamp from Gorgeous Leaves. And I just did an all over background on a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of white cardstock. This piece of Granny Apple Green is 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. And then I have a piece of white cardstock with the Sizzix sticker maker paper on the back, or the adhesive backing, so that when I put this down, it sticks all the way down and there's no glue to come out or anything. And then a scrap of white to do the greeting. I'm using a Granny Apple Green card base. And again, a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of white cardstock. So this, I was trying something different on the other side. This is one of the basic patterns stencils, and I was practicing my blending with the stencils. So I'm just going to use this side to do the demo. So let's go ahead and start stamping. And all I did is I just came in and then went second value, came in again, second value. Oh, and see, that's what happens when you stamp off the edge of the page and then stamp again. See how you get that dark line? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp first value over that again, and come back in here, and then second value, and then second value here, and I'm just going to pop in with a third value at the bottom and then in the middle. So the whole thing is covered in the Granny Apple Green. And you can still see the shadow a little bit, but I've masked it with the rest of the background. So I'm going to go ahead while I've got the ink pad out and ink up the stamp it away to make sure I've got good coverage, and then just drop it down and stamp away. There we go. So I'm going to close the ink pad, and I'm going to run this through with the stitched rectangle die, and the stitched rectangle die is going through on an angle so that I don't get that hard edge against the roller in the machine. I'm just going to use a sticky note to hold it down, and at the same time I'm going to cut out the square, the floral square. I'm using the large flower. There's a variety of different florals in there. So I'm just going to run this through the cut and emboss machine, and then we'll build the card. There we go. And it is through, and I can take this out like that. All right. So I played with the idea of putting this on a Granny Apple Green background, but it just seemed to make the card too heavy. So just using the white background just to separate it from the card, just giving that white space. Your eye already has a place to rest. And we just need to peel this out of the die and take that piece out. And then we need to line this up on the mat. And we'll do it the same way we line up a card front on a card base. I'm just going to come in on one edge, make sure it's all lined up on that edge, square it up, and drop it down. So there we go. And because it's got the adhesive backing on it, it's not going to wiggle, it's not going to move. So let's go ahead and put the elements of the card together. I'll take my Granny Apple Green card base. I'll take the card front that we've made, and I'm using just some adhesive to put this on the front. Again, lining it up, making sure it's square, dropping it down. And then I use dimensionals on the back of the greeting and just give them a press with my nails so that the backing pops up. And then we'll put it down. And I'm lining it up towards the bottom, but still central on the card. Drop it down so it's square, and then we'll put dimensionals on the back of the embellishment for the front. And there we go. And again, just use my nail to press the backing down so it comes up that much easier. As you can see, I'm using the edge pieces of my dimensional sheet. I go through a lot of dimensionals, so I make sure I use the whole dimensional sheet. And we're just going to layer that up straight. Make sure it's straight, drop it down, and there we go. And there is a quick and simple You Are So Worth Celebrating card using Granny Apple Green, the floral squares dies, the all squared away stamp set greeting, and the gorgeous leaves background stamp. So thank you so much, and let's create together again soon.